sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Tell
We
them,
ain't going down, we're gonna go up.
That's right.
Right, that's what
He said Tanya.
should be speaking. And if you kind of have any questions of, you know, how this operation goes, just suppose just ask her a question or two. Don't want to drown her with questions, but just feel free to ask questions. And also, we're gonna have our host, to Lika, to come up and say a word or two. I thank you all for coming out. I see you pointing back there. Who I need to call somebody back there? Yeah. Okay, sweetheart. One job, man.
Wild boy, he's a wild boy. He gave him.
This is free world.
Good afternoon.
Wild boy.
And I first want to thank God for allowing me to be here. Because 4 years ago, I never saw this day coming. I didn't think I was alive. 4 years ago, my son, Don Quavius, was murdered over by UNCC one day after the shooting at the college. He was killed at the pool innocently, may I add. And so I just never thought I would live, you know, those type of tears. And I do understand that you guys wouldn't know it because I've had friends who lost children before, and I thought I agreed with them. I was so hurt for them, but you would never know that such a pain exists. This is an abnormal pain. It's not like losing a mother. It's not like losing a father. You're seeing your kids first laying on a gurney. You're seeing them laying on the stairs under a sheet. You're seeing them laying in a coffin with their eyes closed. For ones where you saw happy smiles and always running their mouth with laughter and joy and also giving. And see them lying there lifeless. And then if you have other children behind, you see them grieving their siblings. And for that part, I know, you know, a lot of people come to us and say, well, I couldn't even imagine. No, you can't. And I even look at my children and I said, I can't imagine what it feels like when I look back at the bonds that they had with each other, and now they don't have them anymore, especially my girls. My son was their hero. You know, and of course we have a lot of questions for God, but I never did want to blame God, but I did say, my sister told me one time, I said, they say you're supposed to ask God why. She said, why not ask him? He's the only one who can tell you why. And so I did, and you know, with all that pain that I'm trying to explain to you guys, I decided to take that and trust God. And God gave me the revelation of, you know, there are some parents who are mad at God. There are some people who are mad at God about a lot of things. But if we take that anger and turn it towards the devil who really caused that pain, we can really make a difference. Because we got to fight as parents. We're sitting in that courtroom, we're seeing murder just let out free. They're let out on bond. And you know, their family thinking, okay, my son deserves to be home. Whoever did the killing deserves to be home. So where we're sitting there defenseless, like watching them, and you know, it's just so wrong. And so when you go through that judicial journey, it's another slap in the face. It's another, like you would never believe. So we've got to fight. You know, my parents who lose children, that should be the biggest story, not transgender playing basketball and LGBT stuff. And you know, I'm not trying to say if they connect, I'm just trying to say this should be humanity should be the biggest story. Stopping gun violence. I mean, and gun violence just causes such a destruction, even from the part of, I would say, a situation with my son was, he was only 4 minutes away from University Hospital. They drove him 27 minutes to Maine. 27 minutes, and he basically bled out. My son, his wound was to his thigh, y'all. He lost his life. A thigh wound, which he was right there at university, 4 minutes away, which I feel like they could have sewn up the vein, then transfer him. They did it to the young man the day before, but Charlotte said it's a protocol between the police and medics. The police took the young man who was shot the day before. They took him to university, sewed him up, and then transferred him to there. Medic picked up my son, took him on a 27-minute ride, and he died. When people who were there said they saw that he was full of life, they really thought he was going to make it. So it's a lot of work that needs to be done out here. It's a lot of work needs to be done. And you know, it's a lot of people in Charlotte who want to keep Charlotte a blue state. Meaning, you know, Democratic ran, but it's so much red. How can you live in a blue state with so much red? All this bloodshed. And sit back and watch and nobody does nothing about it. It's not, all these children is getting killed. They're not in the streets. Mine wasn't. Isaiah wasn't. Lucille's wasn't. They were innocent kids. And I know a lot of people have the mentality of, oh, they out there doing something they ain't got no business doing. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. You know, that's the normal way of people's thinking. But it's not always like that. We've got to fight back. If there's any other parents, friends, or whoever that's going through this, we've got to fight back, y'all. We've got to tell legislation they've got to do something. They've already, when the opioid pandemic spike, they've already got laws for that. They've already gonna punish the dealer. But all this time gun violence has been going on, they're doing nothing. Nothing. Chicago, Illinois, their Supreme Court just passed a law to where one requirement for bond is like, you know, you have to be a danger to society. They can't use that anymore. It's only a flight. It's only a flight. Now, and so you can lose some of your family, and they can just be out walking the streets like nothing has happened, and it's not right. We share some pain. Malik and I was set up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Crying. I mean, you got mothers out here who don't even have the desire to live, but yet you got other kids who's consoling their moms. And you know, they get a little selfish too. Like, Mom, we here too, but they don't understand the mama's pain, because you know we have the mama bear nature. You mess with a mama, you mess with a bear's cub, she's going to maul you to death. You can mess with a bear, a little bird, that bird gonna poke you to death. So what y'all think we gonna do as mamas, human beings? But we have to stay in those courtrooms and act like we can't even say anything unless they're ready to walk us out of court. That's what's happening to us. Malcolm X once said, the black woman is the most disrespected woman. And I'm to the point to where, stop disrespecting my womb. Stop disrespecting Malika's womb. Don't disrespect Lucille's womb. And all these other, we're, why they call us old earth? Why y'all call us old earth? Because we nurture everything. Everything. Especially our babies, our husbands, our boyfriends. We just need help. We need y'all to understand. I know you don't understand this pain, but we need y'all to join in on this fight with us. And, you know, talking to the kids, talking to the future generation, talking to the parents, because a lot of us, you know, we talking to the children, but what happens when the children have to go back to the same home to where they're not taught anything? It's good we got mentors in the street, but what happens when a parent can't be the mentor? When that kid out in the street, you know, get all the love and the support from other people, but then goes back to the same home where the mom might be cussing them out when they get home, they might not be eating, their mom might be behind a closed door just focused on her relationship. I've seen that. Don't pay the kid no attention. And then they come out to the streets killing our children, but then they think that everybody should have pity on them. Our children are gone, never to be seen again. Never.